velocity to orbital velocity, but it didn't. Like, here we go. It's still relative to surface velocity, but our prograde marker has suddenly dropped downward. So, bit of a weird happening, not quite sure what caused it, but just be aware that if you're doing this mission using the craft from the description, this might happen. So just keep an eye on your screen. If it happens, it's fairly easy to overcome. And do I spy some stars in the sky? That means that we have cleared the thickest parts of Eve's atmosphere, and now we, of course, have left the atmosphere entirely. Now it's just going to be a case of pointing prograde and continuing with our Kraken drive burn to circularize into a low Eve orbit, and then we can think about getting back to Kerbin. And I say think about getting back to Kerbin in the loosest sense of the word think, because we don't have to do any thinking at all. It doesn't matter how hard it's going to be to get back, because we have the Delta V to do it, because Delta V is irrelevant. We have a Kraken drive. We have infinite range. So what you could do at this point is now go and visit every other planet and moon in the game, including the surface of Jool. I haven't tested this landing on Jool, but I don't see any reason why it wouldn't be able to do a Jool landing and return, because we have infinite range. I should probably just qualify that when I say Jool landing, I mean you can't literally land on Jool. It doesn't have a solid surface, but you can reach 0 meters on the altitude gauge, and there is a way you can get Kerbals out of a cockpit to take a surface sample, and I believe it's even possible to plant a flag, although that can get quite finicky, and since we're already using a glitchy craft as it is, might not be worth pushing your luck. But you can certainly run some science experiments and return, including things like a crew report from the lowest parts of Jool's atmosphere, which is incredibly hard to do otherwise. So as you can see, our separation indicators are rapidly closing in on one another. I'm doing a similar thing to what I did to get from Kerbin to Eve, and just spinning around on the nav ball trying to force those nodes together in the most lazy way possible, but it's also the quickest way possible. And since efficiency is not really a thing we need to worry about, it was fine by me. And wow, our transfer back to Kerbin was so quick that by the time I talked about plotting our encounter, we have now arrived back at our home planet. So once again, we're going to perform a big retrograde burn to circularize around Kerbin, and then we're going to land back on the planet in a very similar fashion to Eve, where we're just going to drop down into a low Kerbin orbit, find where we want to land, which in this case is somewhere very specific. It's the Kerbal Space Center. Just kill off all of our horizontal velocity when we're pretty much above our target destination, and just fall down nice and easily. Oh, just doing a little bit of cheeky science whilst we wait to get to our periapsis point. Now, I have already now talked about everything I need to talk about specifically, so I guess I could address one thing that some people might be wondering. That is why I keep calling this thing a Kraken drive, and why that is the popular term for craft such as this. The reason for this is because glitches in this game are typically explained away by the deep space Kraken. You had a ship in Kerbal Space Program that just sort of shook itself to pieces, or suddenly just exploded spontaneously for no reason. Well, that, my friend, is the deep space Kraken causing that damage. So it's kind of become this pet name for any kind of glitch that isn't really explained in Kerbal Space Program. You just say, oh, it's the Kraken. And by harnessing a glitch, such as what we're doing in this craft here, we can say that it's a Kraken drive, because the Kraken has been harnessed, it has been tamed. We are using the Kraken to our advantage for once, and not allowing it to dash all of our hopes and dreams, which has happened to me more times than I care to admit. But those days are gone, at least for this video. I'm sure it will happen to me at some point in the future, but not right now, which is the important thing. So as you can see, it's pretty rubbish. Our descent down to Kerbin, actually, now I think about it, I didn't really put all that much thought into it. I just waited till I was about just above the Kerbal Space Center, and then just pointed retrograde and killed off pretty much all of our horizontal velocity. As you can see, we did end up undershooting our target a little bit, but it really doesn't matter, because we can just activate that Kraken drive once again and zoom towards the Space Center nice and easily. And there it is there. So what did you think of this video? It's definitely something different. A Kraken Drive SSTO is something I've always thought about doing, but never really ended up doing. And I have always wondered about this docking port exploit. Like, it has popped into my mind occasionally. Like, I wonder if you can just exploit the magnets of the docking ports to make Kraken Drives, but I never really put too much thought into it beyond that. But then I stumbled upon Maximilian Bucks's video, and then subsequently found the Reddit post that, quote-unquote, invented this particular Kraken Drive. So here we are today. I thought I'd give it a shot myself, and I really did enjoy Maximilian Bucks's video. We'll put a link to that in the description. He's only got 103 subscribers, and he seems to make pretty good Kerbal content, so you can always go and check him out if you can't wait till next Saturday for your next Kerbal Space Program fix. We have now stopped on the runway, which brings an end to this mission. I really hope you enjoyed it once again. Definitely something different for this channel, but I nonetheless very much enjoyed that departure from the norm. Anyway, I think we're about ready to cut across to an end screen now. So on the left-hand side is a link to a video chosen for you by YouTube's recommendation algorithm based on your viewing habits. The video on the right is my most recent upload, whatever that may be. In the description, you'll find links to social media, Discord, and my brand new merchandise line as well. So do be sure to check those things out, as well as things like my Patreon and stuff. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching once again. Goodbye.
Bill, Bob, and Val. So they are just easier to say. And everybody likes to say Jeb, Bob, Bill, and Val. So this is our goal. The goal is to take any scientific data from comic. So we have still some science, which is only one science part, but that doesn't mean that you can only do one science thingies on comic currently. I will do that. I have this. The hell is this Careermod runway for? We not getting too much about that. I only do some plot size. Unless the Careermod runway, yeah, even though I know I told you we'll not do that. Unless the Careermod runway is closer to the lot side we want. But most of the times I use the stock lot side. I mean, for only high altitude service or low altitude service, and if Careermod runway is closer, then only I'll use the Careermod runway, okay? So we still get 90% stuff. Actually, I'll just show you where the Careermod runway is. Do you Mount Everest? Which actually it points away from Mount Everest, so that yes, you don't like when you're flying a plane of Careermod runway, you don't have to do an immediate tilt to go away from Careermod. You can just start going away. That can be problem sometimes, but it isn't all the time, okay? I know that it's in one of my sandboxes. I have campsite Careermod, so that Cobbles go on Careermod base camp. So we are now here. So I'll tell you what to do first. Click the mystery goo, containment. I can't say it. Containment. Okay, God, what's wrong with my English? Oh God. Containment unit, I don't know how to say it. Containment unit and observe mystery goo. Let's see how many science you get. 3 science you get. Great. Crew report. We got 1.5 science from the thing. So we get 4.5 science. The goal normally is to get 10 science. Let's do an EVA report. And how is that? Bob is saying the correct thing. EVA report. What was about that EVA science? So now we can, if we set it, okay, we can store experiments there. And we can then take another EVA report after we take Bob for a little bit of a walk to the crawler, just to shift W and 2x time adapters. That's the most sort of way. And he will also do a walk to the VAB as well after this. Maybe I think I'll not do it otherwise my hand will only pain so much. But the crawler's biome starts when the launchpad biome ends. So we will take him to a walk to the crawler. I can't say it. I don't know why I may have something cold, I don't know, but I can't say it for some reason today. And I don't know why Bob even has such a all of these issues. This is why sometimes you don't require stuff, you can use Bob's thing. Or you can click I, but I can't say something is wrong today. That's not wrong with me. So he is a level 0 person. So he'll still stay level 0 after this. So here you go. I'm going to just click 2x time wraps. And then hope for the best that I aim Bob in the correct direction, which I did not. Here we don't mess if you go to 3x error. It'll be faster, but not too much faster. So if you guys are going all over the place. And we are at the crawler. So we'll take a EVA report and we'll keep it here like this. And accidentally, apparently, I used another mod, Hull Cam. I would call it using that mod since I really didn't want to do it. It was a glitch. I said, review the report. Crawler, it's good. That was the launch pad. No, why did I wait that time? Just to take another launch pad. That's why, but that, I click the recycle button there. That allows you to recycle stuff. So now I'm going to walk Bob over to the crawler here, the top of the crawler. So we know he's on the crawler. Okay. There you go. And we'll walk Bob back to the launch pad. I know how long it took to just simple mission to be done. That's why I don't recommend to actually doing this because it's a kind of unrealistic. So, but we can do it anyway. So why not? I mean, I will do lots of unrealistic stuff in that recovery button where like Kerbal will teleport to the Kerbal Space Center in no time and okay, you know that. So now load and we can recover the rocket and see how much science we got. We probably got not too much. And then I'll tell you what to do in the research and development. I'll not make it full like my cabbage contract guides. The ones that are easy, I can probably do lots of them, and the ones that start getting a bit hard for beginners, I'll do little lessons. And then we can recover this. We got 47,000 funds, and we have completed one of our few missions. Now let's go to exploration. We'll launch our first vessel and we can also escape the atmosphere currently, baby. It does not expire ever. That's why you want to take as many contracts as you can. They will just give you extra advanced funds as well. If you did not know that. So now we go here, take basic rocket. It will give us lots of parts which are not stock, but it will give us the swivel engine and the small fuel tank. This is great. I want to do engineering 101. Here you go. I'll have 3.9 science remaining. So we can do our vessel back in the VAB and we get our vessel then leave that vessel. If you remember my older previous site tutorial said I was kind of a noob at that time. I did not know that. Let's switch it off after just seeing that how many times I couldn't even get into orbit since I did not have enough time. I was kind of a noob of doing that since I had enough time at that time. Since I was just not taking enough science. So here you go. We'll have so one for the runway since you're launching from the runway, not the launch pad. So 2 and then 1 from the ocean. Yes, editor extension redux is also required to some of the symmetries can be done a little more easily and since it's actually beginner guide, better get it. So here you know that but actually there is a symmetry trick I'll show you now here. I'll just show you after I get the 6 symmetry. Yeah, this is not required but I'll do it to show you that symmetry trick. We remove one from symmetry and slightly move the others. And then we get 5-way symmetry. And slightly move and not pick. I know that. So now you know what to do. And that trick. So now we go. What for the launch? Your traffic should be not even the launch pad, it will be the runway. 1 from mid-air. And 1 from space and 1 from sea. So 4 we require. So in this sort of way, I don't know why, but I like the look of it. And also don't remember never to glove the hatch. And now, turbine. Heat shields we don't have. As of the 2 comfortable putting anything into orbit now. We'll add a separator and utility a parachute. Actually, I'll just do the bot filter to do that. Bot filter, hide all, and then only squad and squad expansion I'll enable. So we only use those. Okay, so we only use those parts, I should have said. And now we can't be about, it'll not be like what fuel tank will be enough for the swivel engine. So massively larger than the fuel tank even. So. And also that 3 fuel tank is the same. You basically want most of your rocket to be fuel, least of your rocket to be engine. When you get to the car controller, there are some tricks. But I'm not going to exploit KSP. This is more of a beginner's guide, not an absolute pro's guide. This is an absolute beginner's guide. So now see what I'll do. I will take these parts off of the rocket, click Ctrl Z, place them down so that'll remove some flashes, and then place them back on the rocket. That will basically double the amount of parts we have, and then I'll add this swivel engine. We have the spark engine actually available soon. And I was like, nope, I want a little bit extra fuel, so this is absolute beginner's guide again. So I want to help you also. I would recommend adding even more fuel than what I have, but I'll be kind of a headache getting it just to work. At the other time, this much fuel. We could, and also community tech trees required since I'm using community tech trees, and that just gives us tech tree for way more part packs. Okay. So we are going to launch it from the launch pad, of course. And actually, to see that we have both sides. Yes, we have the thermometer. I forgot of that. Great. We want 4 thermometers like Mystery Goose, but I like to keep the thermometers a little higher up, just so the cobbles hatch to be not obstructed. Why did I cough for me? I don't know. Utility, parachutes, cargo, nothing. What? Chickens are very good. I'm still wasting lots of time antennas which you don't want. I actually think that no, we don't. Not like, I mean, I know that science thing is like the capsule looks a bit messy, but that's the best way to do it, I would say. Well, and now if you click over here, this is the thing. If you click over here, you can see the thrust to weight ratio and delta. There's way too much thrust to weight ratio. What we don't have is, if we got aerodynamics, we don't have any fins. So I think I should add that. And just so you know, this series will require the Making History DLC and Breaking Ground. I don't know if I'll link a Breaking Ground or possible most case scenario Making History. Just about the parts that they are like 60, 59 parts. They're way too good. So we can do Bach 1. Start calling it the Bach 1 since this is the only one that will fly. Oh, one Bach, I don't know what is that. We are calling it the Bach 1, K1. Bach 1. And do you know that actually for P, who at the time of recording this slash studio in the future, hopefully, and soon there will be another Starship launch. Finally, we are Ship 25 and Booster 7 soon launching. Remember. And let's launch it. This rocket. And also just SpaceX. Remember to add the decoupler this time so it can separate and not just explode before stage step and start flipping out of control totally. Remember that SpaceX. That's a lot of SpaceX I gave now. I don't know why I gave those to SpaceX and my channel is quite unknown. I was only 52 subscribers, not only from my 49 that I had some time ago. I think I only have 3 new subscribers. I want 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 views per month. I not per month, per year. That's a little bit more reasonable. Yep. And I'm going to just start spamming it. I don't know why, just for fun. I'll just start spamming myself with that only. One more thing, that's me. So I actually want to check on live chat if they're coming. I will see. That's 3. Okay, we can't engage SAS. That's why I was so unfortunate to accidentally select Bob. This is why I recommend also getting the correct type of Cobble. You don't want Bob, you only want Jeb or Val. Valentina. Cobble inside it. They are pilots and they can give you SAS. So let's take wireless. I've crashed Jeb too many times in other. Just randomly, I just crashed Jeb like. And I think 2 saves have crashed Jeb at different times. Yeah, there was my hope save, and the hope you and hope saves, and also in my previous, that was in the 4th save that's now deleted, so I don't even have those remaining with me. Then I have the RSS save. I did not do anything that much with since I'm bored of RSS. It's just too kind of basic. And also the previous save that I used to record videos in, that's gone since yesterday. Like literally yesterday I lost once as both like a few saves. Like since this week's Friday, October 2nd, so the Friday of this week. Today is a Monday. Oh yeah, the Friday of last week. I'm feeling confused. It's feeling like Sunday, but it's also Sunday. I'm rambling. So let's start the SAS and fire the engine. I have my volume turned off with the rocket and also KSP and with the rocket sort of thing, so it will hopefully lag little less. And I accidentally forgot this after take science again. Report flight by vehicle assembly. Well, it's really about going to allow me to use remote. That's just to give this a sake and use add remote. Don't use hard mode and use remote flight. Just use the normal mode that comes since I really did not reach anything. Since I forgot to import that's why I don't know why did I like this for the second. Okay, so the other thing to do will be the second thing to do as you are in the space plane angle is to see if you are too big for it. Oh yeah, it's great. But you take tons already. That's an 18-ton launch pad limit is quite bad, I would say. So let's launch it from the runway now. And you may be like, aren't rockets supposed to launch from the launch pad? I know they are, but you can do it and the crew will work. The crew will work. Actually, remember there was one day I was trying to use science mode. I did not know at all what to do, but then I was just continuously doing random science. Juniors from the launch pad and thought that the science experiment unit is an experiment. I don't know what was the thinking at that time. But I really am betting that they should have like a science senior or science pancake. I know there is a mod for KSP that adds science pancake, but I'm too lazy to install it. Saying that when I have like 100,000 other mods in my use, it's still. And I know this is actually one that I actually had to force to work. Like I had to put all the mods and just installed a few, and I was like, okay, this is good enough for me. And then I will install a few today, but it did not spoil anything, make anything go wrong. See Windows 10. No. We go here, we click here. We'll go to Mystery Go and click Observe Mystery Go. I don't know why JBS did the special, but I don't care. So that, you know that. Right? We have observed it from the runway, log temperature. So we have quite literally normal and Jeb's EVA and report. We will do, okay, all actions are affected. This is what I did not want to happen. Oh, that thermometer is the problem. Right when we find the engines, we will click log temperature and go in this normal view and log mystery group. Observe mystery group. is happening when I'm clicking here? Why is it turning there? Yes, I will recommend clicking S actually in this sort of case. If A is not doing anything, is glitching out or going the wrong direction, I would recommend clicking S so you are going in those mountains that are west of the Kerbal Space Center. I will tell you as if you go west of the Kerbal Space Center, there are way more biomes that you could land in. So there are way more opportunities for science. So slightly tilt to the west. And at 80 kilometers, you can do another science experiment. That's another mystery route to be the first in 80 kilometers. And I also recommend time wrapping. Also, better turn on rigid attachment for all these parts to stop them from doodling all the time. You know that KSP2 is full of wobbly rockets, but not like in terms of use KSP2. Sometimes you may ask. I never use KSP2 at all until they fix the lag. Like, I know I don't have that good of a laptop. It's an i7 Dell laptop and not even a 3090 computer, which is too insane for. I know that's quite insane, but for KSP2 that's barely anything. Like bad loud as the 4090, but you know his KSP2 works still as bad as mine does half of the time. Only some good stuff, better stuff here that he can at least use it. Mine is so laggy, I just gave up. So that's why I did not even get even a single glitch happen in my experiences. I just gave up doing anything. And I get little bit throttled down the edges as you are doing, I think so. And throttled down the edges and you see the aerodynamic effects happen. The video can speak for itself. And now we are at 25 kilometers accidentally. I forgot it to switch off. What is it called? Yeah, let's switch off the edges. Switch off the edges. Now you can see we've shut down the edges there. For a second, we have used 3 of our 4 mystery glues, which I know. There is 2. How many? Oh no, we can't get much of the leather bio, but you know, long temperature, override what temperature scan. And I'll also use the mystery glue again. I just reset this mystery glue so review data. This I think is civic science, great. Okay, now you can just see me struggling to find which is the worst thing. Review data. This is night science, great. And then this is the worst. Review data. 3 science, reset. Experiment. And 1 thermometer also I can do. Okay. So I was struggling there getting one thing to work. And now you can see we're pitching this up a bit so we can go up to 70 kilometers. So I totally forgot about that we have to go to space. So our perhaps is about to be 74. I like to do that. And also then we'll separate right away. And we are already at 50 kilometers, so we are at the least part of the atmosphere, the lower part of the atmosphere. That's about the west of the KSC, east of the KSC, west of the KSC. And now you can see how large is that continent. Also get that parachute ready for when you can deploy. Now when we are in space, we can just observe mystery goo and all of that. And we breached the carbon line! Yes! Absorb mystery goo. 10 science for recovery. Long temperature. 8 science for recovery. This is going to be a science count. Now re-entry is the hard part. I totally forgot about the crew report. So quickly I'll take a crew report from the others here. Crew report, quick! Okay, we've got 4.5 science for recovery. Great. And the plasma could start leaping over the spacecraft right as we go past. And you may be like, what am I doing? Why the hell am I spinning it so much? Maybe like that. That is actually a trick I'm using. I'm using this trick. I think I stole it from another video that somebody else made. I'm using it to like that raid the captain made. I'm using this to make sure that no part, like I'm using vertically. This is what the Apollo capsule did not be this strange. Do it in such a weird way. I know my spin looks kind of weird. I know that. Everyone okay. That is so no part of the spacecraft gets heated too much. So basically, if the aero effects come, it basically has less chance of totally overheating. We need to stop this spin when we go into the lower atmosphere though. So the atmosphere, yeah, basically, and then you go the aeroelectric and the bees are not going to have anything explode hopefully. If it does, we can't do anything about it, right? That's too scared actually to have it like anything explode. So that's how you can go into cheats. And you can ignore max damage with the max temperature. I am doing that just for my sake, and since I don't want anything to explode. Okay, with nothing will explode. I'm going to go back and ignore max damage to be. We are going at 900 meters per second through the lower atmosphere. I think it barely must have not exploded. Wow. Really? Come on, parachute deploy. Parachute will deploy and now it has deployed. So it will deploy soon now. At 600, 500, 300, 500 meters it will fully deploy. I've decided to adjust the setting time. Not yet to do anything about the spread angle. That's totally useless. And I'm not going to use restock even though there was a recommendation I should use restock, and of course something is wrong. I think if it does not work, then I have shown that I did both of those contracts at the same time. You can just click Alt F12 and then just not Alt F12. You can just go cheats in the contract, say something, and just finish that contract like that. And quickly parachute will deploy. It did not deploy fully. Why? Okay, that was again not a fault. No crash damage, unbreakable joints. Great. This is why sometimes hate KSP's parts of them are totally just not going to work. And right at the correct moment, it splashed down and somehow did not explode down. Let's just say that even though you know I did turn on the cheat. This parachute is basically zero, I would say that okay. So if having restock on, it's basically hard to adjust to restock that during their 6 days. And now I think I'll end the stream here, or the video here. So basically, no one likes watching so long videos, but half of it was not my fault. So this case is loading time takes forever, I know that. So I would tell that if you want to know this, I would recommend not starting with career, but most people don't even know how to make a new sort of thing, and then you make a new save file and just will not do unless you straight away click start career, no nothing know about that. The vision, I don't have some vision boards. I'll tell you the vision boards. They are scatter a waterfall and environmental vision enhancements with the stock configs on it. And also distant object enhancements. So we got our science. We got 86 science. I did not perform anything. So now we can just walk to sunrise. I don't know why. I'll just make it look better since I like the sunrise over any KSC. Go to research and development and get a too much of new nodes. First, get survivability to give us new heat shields, of course, and a new science experiment and advanced general rocketry, giving us the attention and the reliant attention, which will also be a good thing to have, and basic science giving of us the what is it called science studio. We'll still have what the probodites say Putanik. Let's just call it the probodites Putanik. We have the rechargeable battery, those radiators, and the science experiment storage unit. That's not the science part. That won't give you any science. That's just for store experiments and there you go. And also I'm going to cheat me just a little bit of extra science. Not hundreds, but I will only get to 45 cents. It was case piece for like the hatch wasn't obstructed at all. Can't come out the window. Can't you just break the window and jump off and then you call that as a EVA? Can't camels do that? They can probably. So they can just wear spacesuits in their sort of craft. So I'll go with advanced rocketry, which will be the Kodak engine and the Terrier engine. That's why I really want to have the Terrier. So and now this is the final day. We won't launch anything, but I'm going to go on machine control and then I'm going to go part testing. Heat shielded flight over Kerbin. I can do that. Boring conversation. Please, we don't want that. Leave booster out the left side. Oh yeah, we can do this part testing one. And we have tourism contracts, really? Exploration, orbit, Kerbin. And also we'll go in your tourism. We will just pick them up and not complete them now. But we can't do that currently since we will have to upgrade the machine control, which costs basically no funds, so we can upgrade it. Why not? That'll be just give us more cash cows. We don't have 4 tourists. What the hell? Some more battles. I don't want to failure it. And I'm going to complete this. And what is it? 2 tourists or some more battle space like around Kerbin. So we will do that in the next video when I'll show you how those missions are total cash cows. So they will give you a lot of cash / Robux. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please go like and share with your friends, subscribe. Bye. Fate, come on, Chrome, H3.